Thinking about buying an Apple TV 4K right now? You might want to pause. A wave of leaks, hidden code references, analyst notes, chip roadmap chatter, and networking rumors all point to a much bigger Apple TV upgrade in 2025, one that could push the device beyond streaming box into the command center of your living room. Entertainment, gaming, smart home control, and personalize. On-device AI. If even half of these rumors land, the next model could feel like a platform shift, not just a spec bump. Why an upgrade now? The current Apple TV 4K, 3rd Gen, 2022, is still a strong performer with the A15 Bionic. Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, 4K HDR, and a smooth UI. But Apple hasn't touched it in years. In Apple's world, long gaps often precede a major leap, especially as Apple leans into premium Apple Arcade titles. tvOS upgrades like multi-view and enhanced dialogue, expanding sports partnerships, and industry-wide moves toward a V1 video and on-device AI. Apple has also been unifying home experiences across HomeKit and Matter. And Apple TV sits at the heart of that strategy as a home hub and thread border router on select models. Release window early, whispers pointed to 2024. But reliable voices like Mark Gurman and Ming-Chi Kuo now suggest a 2025 launch, likely either in spring or at a fall keynote alongside the iPhone, where Apple often slots in complementary products. Historically, Apple TV updates tend to arrive in these windows. Think 2017, 2021, 2022. So a 2025 refresh aligns with Apple's cadence. Keep an eye on regulatory filings and supply chain hints. Those often surface a few weeks before an announcement. Rumored specs and features: faster chip, a jump from a 15 to an A16 or a 17 class processor would deliver snappier UI, faster app loads, steadier 4K playback, better thermals, and far more headroom for Apple Arcade, Remote Play, Steam Link, and future interactive experiences. If Apple opts for a 17 class Silicon, possibly Pro, HARDWARE accelerated graphics features could bring console-like effects and higher fidelity to living room gaming. It also sets the stage for more capable on-device AI with lower latency, bigger storage. Expect 128 gigabytes as the new baseline, with a 256 gigabytes tier for gamers and media-heavy homes. Larger storage helps with expansive games, cache 4K assets, and faster app switching without constant re-downloads. Next-gen networking. Wi-Fi 6E or even early Boy 7 could mean higher bitrate streaming, rock-solid multi-view sports, faster AirPlay, and more reliable remote play. For wired setups, look for gigabit Ethernet on higher tiers to stabilize 4K HDR at peak byte rates. AV1 hardware decoding, perhaps the most impactful upgrade for everyday viewing. YouTube already leans on a V1, with Netflix and Amazon following. Native AV1 support would unlock sharper picture quality at lower bandwidth and more efficient playback on every connection, reducing buffering on congested Wi-Fi and squeezing more quality out of slower ISPS.HDMI and video pipeline. Rumors suggest Apple could finalize HDMI 2.1 features that matter for living room fluidity. Think 4K at higher frame rates for sports replays or UI animations, and improve EARC stability for cleaner audio routes to soundbars and receivers. Dolby Vision and HDR10 will remain, with whispers around Dolby Vision IQ and broader HDR10 Plus compatibility to cover more. tvS Thread, Matter Home Hub, expect continued or expanded Thread border router support and Matter controller capabilities, making automations more reliable and reducing latency for smart home devices. A faster chip also means smarter, more private on-device automation, 120 Hz and VRR, not guaranteed, but long-running hints in tvOS betas and HDMI 2.1 capabilities. Keep this on watch list. If it arrives, it would be a huge win for responsive UI, gaming, and sports motion clarity, 8K video. Unlikely this cycle. Apple typically waits until content and demand catch up. And true 8K streaming isn't close to mainstream. A smarter, trackable remote developers digging through iOS and tvOS betas have found references to an unreleased Apple TV remote new identifiers Apple doesn't add casually. The most requested feature is clear. Find My Support. A U1 equip, or at least Find My Enable remote would finally solve the lost in the couch problem, potentially with precision finding on iPhone and an audible chime. Expect larger, better spaced buttons, a more ergonomic layout, improved touch responsiveness, and if Apple listens to years of feedback backlit keys for dark rooms. A stronger mic for Siri, a dedicated sports or TV Plus shortcut, and continued UC charging all make sense. Subtle tweaks for better gameplay navigation are likely if Apple doubles down on Apple Arcade, software, and Apple Intelligence has evolved into a smart media platform. Continuity camera brings FaceTime to the big screen. Multiview delights sports fans. Dialogue is clearer, metadata is richer, and recommendations are more personal. With Apple Intelligence rolling out on iPhone, iPad, and Mac, Apple TV is a natural next step. Think instant, privacy-friendly suggestions that learn your taste across apps. Local scene or song recognition to identify actors and tracks without cloud calls. Natural language. Queries like, show me comedies with actors similar to the one on screen right now, with snappy on-device results. Smarter profiles with per-user watch lists, KID safe filters, and voice recognition. For automatic profile switching. Better Fitness Plus sessions. On the TV with real-time insights and personalize recommendations. These capabilities align perfectly with a move to A16, A17 class, Silicon, and a deeper on-device AI stack. A unified Apple TV Plus, HomePod, and camera device. Multiple reports keep surfacing about a long-term hybrid, an all-in-one unit that combines Apple TV, a premium HomePod level speaker, and a built-in camera. Imagine richer audio under your TV with beamforming and bass you can feel. Big screen FaceTime with center stage style framing and a central HomeKit Matter Hub all in one device. Apple has reportedly prototyped versions of this concept, including soundbar-like designs and compact speaker hubs. Echo cancellation for calls, tighter lip sync with EARC, and optional sub-satellite pairing with HomePod speakers would make it a formidable living room centerpiece. It isn't guaranteed for 2025, but the direction is clear. Sports as a pillar with MLS Season Pass, Friday Night Baseball, and ongoing rumors around NBA or NFL rights. Sports are a major pillar for Apple. A more powerful Apple TV could boost multi-view quality and frame rate across more simultaneous feeds, layer real-time stats, player tracking, and instant highlights without stutter, offer better camera angle, switching with seamless audio handoff, scale to bigger households streaming multiple games at once. If Apple expands rights, expect tvOS to keep layering interactive features that make live sports a signature experience. Audio and accessories. Expect refinements to spatial audio with AirPods, tighter sync for dual AirPods listening, and more reliable EARC pass-through to receivers and soundbars. Bluetooth 5.3 LEA is plausible, improving latency for game controllers and headphones. Apple Music and Dolby Atmos, clearer dialogue processing, and per-output EQ presets would round out the living room polished. Price expectations. Current Apple TV 4K ranges from about $129 to $149, depending on storage and Ethernet. Rather than racing to the bottom against streaming sticks, Apple may keep the 2022 model as a lower-cost option and introduce the 2025 unit at a slightly higher tier. Expect two configurations, Wi-Fi only and Ethernet thread mirroring today's approach. with storage tiers at 128, 256 of a gigabyte. A cheaper Apple TV stick remains rumored but likely sits outside this flagship refresh. Bundles with Apple TV Plus or Apple Arcade trial months wouldn't be surprising.